joining me, all you born-free bikers. In our next adventure, we're going to find out if you can actually buy a $2,500 motorcycle, sight unseen, and drive it back from Florida to New Hampshire in December. Will we make it? Is the bike fit? Is it mechanically sound? Will it get me home? Stay tuned and find out, because we're going to try this. We're leaving Boston today, and we're going to land in Daytona Beach. I hope you're in for an adventure, because this certainly is going to be one. So come along for the ride. Let's go slay some wind. First up here, and then on the ground. Here it is, guys. Bike reveal. This is the surprise for Florida. The newest bike, 2004 1200 Harley Custom with about 6,000 miles on it. And we're gonna ride this from Florida all the way back to New Hampshire in December. Yeah, you think I would have learned my lesson from last year or this year in February, but I didn't. So we're gonna jump on this thing. We're gonna have some fun, but check it out. There you go. George has been the caretaker of this bike. Thank you, George, for taking good care of it for me.
You're very welcome.
So I can get this baby back home. Tibbs, stay over here. Thanks to my buddy Tibbs for picking me up and getting me here. And we're gonna have some fun on it. Okay, Born Free Bikers, here we go. Starting this trip off, 6,460 miles on the trip odometer. Well, it's actually on the odometer. This thing doesn't have a trip meter on it. Old school all the way. We got about 1,400 miles and some change ahead of us. And if you've been paying attention to the news at all, there's a monster storm making its way across the United States.
A powerful storm system is going to slam the U.S. in the coming week with snow and blizzard conditions in the north and severe weather in the south. So it starts in the western U.S. with rain, wind, and snow. And while it has a big impact here, it gets much more amplified and powerful.
So I'm going to try and crest the wave and get in front of it. But I'm definitely chasing down time, because it's bringing massive snow to the northeast, and it's bringing some rain and heavy rain to other parts of the East Coast. Right down the 95 corridor, which unfortunately I'll be taking. Won't have any time for back roads this time, I think, because I got to make up a lot of time.
So travel could be extremely difficult, if not impossible. Then the snow continues to work its way into the northeast, and here too, we also could get quite a bit, and we'll fine-tune these amounts as we get closer.
So sit back and enjoy. Let's see how we make out with this. Let's go slay this wind. Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida. Last time I was through this area, it was back in October when I was returning back from Octoberest. And it's quite a bit warmer than what it is today. The temperature's probably dropped a good 15 degrees from the short time. Probably a little bit about an hour or so further north from where I left. So, and this is probably going to be the theme along the way. The temperature's going to get increasingly colder. I know it. But the last time that I was through this area back in October, I hit some pristine, nice, beautiful back roads. Unfortunately, I don't have time to hit those roads today because I'm not heading in the same direction as I was then. But interesting, I didn't know this particular city. I don't know much about it. I've never spent much time here. I know it's the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, if you're an NFL fan. But the city itself is purported to be the largest city by area in the contiguous United States as of 2020, that is. I thought that's pretty interesting. So they're pretty well spread out, I guess, because they're part of Duval County, which is pretty large. Again, if you know more about the city or you're from the city, you want to tell me a little bit more about it, please add something in the comments below. I'm always trying to learn new things. So as we travel through this particular city, when I was back here in October, I actually headed northwest to a town in Georgia that is called Helen, Georgia. And they just so happen to have, it's fashioned after a Bavarian village. Looks very much like a Bavarian village. I lived in Germany for 2 years some time ago. Absolutely fell in love with the country. So they have a Octoberest. They celebrate all during the month of October, so I wanted to go check it out. So that's what I did. And I'll show you a little bit of that video here, and I'll give you a little bit of background about Helen if I can find out more for you. So I just wanted to see how it compared to regular Oktoberfest in the country of Germany itself. So sit back and enjoy, and hopefully by the time we're done with that particular segment, we'll be actually in Georgia. Okay, all you born free bikers, welcome to Helen, Georgia. Little Bavarian village that's up in the mountains of Georgia. They celebrate Oktoberfest every year. So I figured we'd swing through and so you can see a little bit what this town looks like. Now here's the one place I wish was open. Two Tire Tavern, specifically for motorcycles. Having lived in Germany for a few years, it's kind of hard to compare anything to the real deal. I always wanted to stop in and check it out just to see how it compares. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stay around to partake in any of the beer fest, but I've done some walking around, and looks like some of it's pretty interesting. There's several venues you can go to. If you actually do come down, probably should come on the weekend if you want a little more party atmosphere, because it's kind of quiet here during the week. It's the middle of the week in the middle of October. Here you go, Born Free Bikers. Welcome back. Welcome to Georgia. I hope you just enjoyed the last visit I had in Helen, Georgia. I strongly encourage you to go visit. Beautiful. All the people are really nice there. Great food. And they are dependent on your tourism dollars. So you won't be disappointed. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the bike. Since since I picked it up, I put a couple hundred miles on it just in the last couple days before I left riding with friends. And in that time, this has got a detachable windshield that comes off really quickly. The backrest on, got my stuff strapped to right now. It's also quick detach. So I stripped all that stuff off as soon as I got it back to Mark's house. And it was amazing how different the bike looked. You can see it here. I'll put it up above. Because originally my intentions is to chop this bike up, make it into a chopper, put a peanut tank on. But after I stripped it down, it didn't really look like a peanut tank would be conducive to it, and I really kind of like the sleek lines of it. Please tell me what you think, if you like the lines of this bike or not, in the comments section, because I kind of do now. So I'm going to be changing the mods up, I think, than what I originally wanted to do. Now, don't get me wrong, the windshield is ugly, right, on it. Backrest I don't like, because those are just not my things. I'm sure many of you would disagree with me. But I will say that on this ride so far, I've been spoiled by this windshield, because it keeps all the wind off of my chest. I'm not getting a constant pull on the handlebars like I normally would when I ride. Because as you know from my videos, if you look at Orange Crush, I ride, it's a naked bike. I don't ride with a windshield or fairing or anything like that. Most I'll have on long trips with her is I strap my bedroll to the front above the headlight and against the handlebars, and that knocks the wind down a little bit off of the pull of my arms. Doesn't take it off my chest, but it does help a little bit. So this has been pleasant. I feel like if this had cruise control, I would actually be getting spoiled. And she's running perfectly. I mean, she's just running great. I think she's really liking these high speeds for a good amount of time. I have no complaints on this bike. When I got it, I thought I would probably have to do some service on it, because it wasn't ridden a lot. It's going to drain the oil and do some other minor maintenance things. Check the air cleaner, clean the carburetor out. But honestly, the oil was brand new. I don't think he had 100 miles on that oil, and it's synthetic oil, and so I didn't touch the oil. The air cleaner I didn't bother, was running fine when I first rode it. It's kind of a cold-blooded, it's carbureted, it's a cold-blooded bike. But once it warmed up, and once I ran through that old gas that was in the tank that had been there for a while, it ran like a charm, and it still runs like a charm. So I didn't do anything to it except to make sure to put air in the tires and do the walk around and check to make sure everything was okay, and it was squared away. So shout out to the previous owner, took very good care of it. Thank you for doing that. Also shout out to George and his wife. Thank you very much for taking care of the bike while they were gone, and for helping me pick it up. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the bike so far. We'll see how that it heads up. I think we're about 140 miles into the trip so far. So she's running great. So we're going to continue down the road. And incidentally, like I said, I did some riding with the First Coast chapter of my brother's, and that's in the northeast section of Florida on the East Coast. And we did a great little ride on Sunday. We went to this awesome place called the Hideaway Bar and Grill. I don't remember the town, but you'll see it in here. I'm going to let you guys go over there and check that video out. If you're ever in that area and you're a biker, it's a great biker bar. I don't know if you watch Adam Sandoval. He's got a great channel on YouTube. Love that guy. He's been riding hard for many years now. He owns a K River campground in Oklahoma, I believe, which I intend. That's on my bucket list to visit. But he does motorcycle destinations. He's got a channel for that, I think. So, Adam, go check out the Hideaway Bar and Grill in Florida. Check this out, guys. I think that you're going to like it. And we'll see you down the road.
Gets much more amplified and powerful. Notice those tightly packed isobars. That means it's going to be very windy. So not just snow, but that snow will be blowing around into the northeast. Here too, it will be dropping snow, and potentially it could also be quite